Can we get a hashtag Goofy Goober in the chat? Just before we start, if we just get that in the chat, thank you.
And every 12 minutes.
Yeah, please.
Regular intervals, dude.
Please time
no less than. Like a metronome.
Mm-hmm.
Like Big Ben.
I do have to tell this story now because it's too good. There's a guy.
Yes.
There's a guy that made a bot to join Discord every hour called Big Ben Bot, and it just plays the Big Ben chimes for however many hours it is, and it's really loud and really obnoxious. And I was like, I love that. I need to build this because that's the greatest thing.
Yeah, if they were like just hanging out in Discord with the boys, lose track of time, not anymore with Big Ben Bot. Boom! What the fuck was that?
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
then I
that.
can change
Yeah, it sounds like a great way to just
Yeah, I don't
trigger
want
anxiety, dude.
I just change the sounds to
it's
whatever
not a
I want.
surprise because you hear it come in.
It's 2 a.m. Go the fuck to bed! Go!
No, please.
My brother and his friends have like the DJ bot that like you can
Oh,
put
yeah.
sound requests in, but literally everyone has it muted because their one friend just puts chimp noises on YouTube all the time. So you're just like playing and then chimps just start screaming. And I think the bot's named like, I don't know, Jerry or Toby or something. And everyone's just like, who let Jerry back in? And just like remove him from the thing.
Noises 10-hour version.
Seriously,
That's
yeah,
very
it's just
good.
loops.
That's probably what my alarm clock would be chimp sounds for sure.
Yeah, I just
Oh
hate
my
all
God.
Discord bots.
It's so
None
good.
of them sound good.
That one kind of does.
Oh my god. Anyway, friends, welcome back. We are Not Great RPG, and this is the Lost Kings of Adoris. We're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then I'll do a brief recap, and we'll pick up where we left off last week.
I'm John, and I play Marcus.
I'm Sarah, and I play Dandelion.
I'm Paul, and I play Rin.
I'm Autumn, and I play Twig.
I'm Mike, and I play Mr. Pigeon.
I'm not Lawrence. I play Shay.
And I'm Don, the DM of this campaign. Last week, the episode titled The Raven and the Ring. You guys speak with the Elvish man who was appearing to beat the shit out of the Halfling man in the street. He introduces himself as Drystan, and holy energy fades from his bandage-wrapped hands, depicting the symbol for Maliki. As you guys get closer, you realize that he is not attacking the Halfling man, that he is, in fact, healing him with open palm strikes and knuckles directly to spots that are wounded on this man. The man introduces himself as Marvius, tells you that he was attacked by an owlbear nearby while gathering things in the woods. Drystan tells you guys that this is abnormal for the area, and Rin is the only member aside from Dandelion that knows what an owlbear is, agrees that that is odd. You guys then head towards the nearby inn along a small path through the oak trees. You're greeted with a bunch of oversized oak trees with purple shimmery leaves, with small rooms wrapping up the sides of these large trees, several gardens, a tavern with a water wheel, and orchard in the distance. He leads you guys to the tavern, introduces his wife Aeleth as the stable master for the Raven and the Ring. You guys head inside, leave a sleeping Twig in the carriage to be taken away somewhere to places unknown. And you see two other patrons sitting at the bar. You proceed to a table. Drystan tells you guys that he's been running the tavern for 60 years and his father 30 years before that. Marcus asks Dandelion about how two people from the Feywild would greet each other, and Drystan comments that he is surprised to see another outside of the Feywild, especially one as young as Dandelion. He offers to speak with you guys during dinner, and he goes off to prepare food. Dandelion tells everybody not to tell Drystan why she's here because it's a secret, and Titania and Ron, also known as Tits and Ron, might find out.
It's fine if
their
Ron
official
finds out.
nickname.
He knows.
Yeah, well,
I forgot about that whole thing.
yeah, yep. So you guys are waiting. A figure calls out, "Holy shit, Marcus!" Marcus turns around and sees Edwin, a 17-year-old.
Holy shit, a bear!
Oh my god! In the tavern? And it's not a druid, it is a bear. He's just very hungry. Very polite, though.
Yes, he is.
He's trained. He's a circus bear.
Yeah, more than my average bear friend.
The sort of bear you can feed.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kind of bear that's a friend.
Yeah. Good old friendly bear that doesn't start forest fires, for sure.
Snap it off.
Yeah, Edwin, who was taken from Goldview 2 years ago during one of the bandit raids. Marcus.
It is I, Market Shaw.
It's Jeffrey Jesus of Amazon. Yeah, what do you sell? Market.
Market
only
Shaw or Market
only
Stall?
MILF-related goods.
There we go.
Can you name some of these MILF-related goods?
Not off camera.
They're
They're for the Patreon. The Patreon
with the calendar.
We gotta start actually posting that kind of stuff to the Patreon.
I know.
Sarah, what?
What sort of MILF-related goods?
All right, see you guys.
Start posting that kind of stuff.
A list of
A shopping list.
Yeah, so he tells you guys about how he was taken to Southport to the docks to work on the trawling ships out at sea searching for relics and magical items. He fiddles with his sleeves and reveals during one of his escape attempts he was branded with the pirate symbol of Fjordian's finest trading company so that he would not be trusted by any guards. Marcus asks if he was ever hurt, and Edwin tells him no. They were not hurt, they were fed enough to give them energy to swim and kept in small rooms, but never injured. Marcus tells him the fate of the people of Goldview and of Goldview itself, along with his parents and the visage of Shantea. Drystan comes back with your food. He sits with you guys and sends one of the patrons, now revealed to be an employee, Kenrick Turner, out to give us a little rain. After a few moments, you guys hear the sounds of rain pitter-pattering against the roof above. Rin stands and peeps out the window. And watches as Kenrick, standing over top of a chalk-lined magic circle, slowly moves the clouds above the circle of trees where the tavern sits. Drystan tells you guys that it's rather hard to get to and from the Feywild these days, that he was shocked to see another from the Feywild, and that he came here when he was 10 years old. Drystan tells you guys how the Feywild works and how his family made this place like home. He tells you about the ring, one of several portals around this plane of existence, this one sitting below the tavern in a cave. He tells you how his father, nicknamed the Raven, was the previous guardian of the ring, and his passing means that it has become Drystan's responsibility now. He tells you that each guardian is given the name of a creature that they take as a moniker to identify them to other members and mark their portals with. His father was given the Raven, hence the name of the tavern, the Raven and the Ring. He tells you guys about Feywater, water from places that are found both in the Feywild and the material plane, like a lake or pond that exists in both places. Both the Feywild and the material plane are the same shape. Land masses are identical, but certain features, trees, holes, lakes, etc. are not necessarily in identical places. Ukubo holes tend to move, not necessarily in the same spot.
Ukubo's hole is definitely a portal to the Fey.
Yeah, for sure. It absolutely is.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, we'll put it on the list, along with the Mountain Boys Tavern.
There's one under there.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely there is. Feywater is only found in these matching points in thin spots between the planes. As the planes shift, sometimes things can slip through to other planes, though it is rare without a portal. The Feywater is used to open the portal, and the group asks to see the ring. Drystan tells you guys that he would gladly show you, as he trusts Dandelion. He tells you about his mother's passing a few days after his father in the orchard outside where she slept and passed among the stars. The following morning, a raven showed up with long feathers and a blue and green shimmer to it. Drystan isn't sure where it came from, but believes it to be his parents somehow watching over him, given that the colors match those of his parents' eyes, and the raven itself matching the moniker of his father that he now holds himself. Marcus tells the group that he's going to stay upstairs with Edwin and talk. You guys proceed downstairs and witness the ring before proceeding back upstairs, which I'm not going to detail with. Marcus speaks to Edwin about things that I will also not go into detail with. And as you guys are proceeding back up the stairs, Marcus at the table, we are going to cut to Solo Twig waking up in the caravan, and I will call everybody back in a few minutes.
It's an owlbear attack, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
To solo owlbear in the caravan outside.
She's a guardian, it should be fine.
Probably.
She's gonna come back with an owlbear mount before you get one.
So, you wake up with your lovely leather folds over your eyes. Rolled down. We decided that there are clips on the top and the bottom, so you've got them clip showed. So that way, if you're like in wind or something, they don't blow up and wake you up.
Like a clasp, or more like a dog collar where you have to stick it.
Either that's personal preference. Whatever you'd like. It can be a clasp. It could be a button.
Both.
Sure. So one button, one dog collar thing that you have to pull.
Yeah.
Sure. And then we'll reverse it for the other way. So when you roll it up, you have the dog collar that way and snap that one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that makes sense logically.
It's fancy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Stylish, yeah.
Yeah. So you wake up and can't see anything, obviously. But you can, from the little bits that you can... Actually, I'm going to say that you can't see anything past it because it is form-fitting to your face. So it is completely dark. You hear these sounds of... just let me grab that sound effect. Because that's a thing that I can do. Let's get some crickets. Cicadas. So you wake up and you hear the sound of crickets and cicadas outside around you, and you hear rain dripping on the cloth covering on top of this caravan, and you don't hear your friends and you don't feel yourself moving any longer.
Okay. I'm gonna just sit there for a minute, listen with my little ears.
Yeah, you hear breeze kind of like running through and ruffling some trees and things. So you can tell that you're definitely in like a foresty area, which matched pretty much where you were traveling along a forested road. So it's I wouldn't say that you are like startled by the fact that you don't 100% know where you are, because it doesn't sound like you're like in a building or a cave or something like that.
Okay. I'll roll my thing up. Button it. Dog collar.
Fasten the other one.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take it off.
Sure.
Don't want to wear that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you take off the mask completely and put it in your bag, and you kind of like half stand and stretch your beans out and peer outside of this caravan, and you are greeted with what I will describe to you, kind of what I described to them, is you see that you are sitting in a small covered stable. You can see that there are the carriage itself does not have the horses in front of it any longer. You can see that they are off to the side in their own little stalls. And you can see out through the front, it's getting fairly dark now. There's not a whole lot of light out there aside from the stars that are shining through. But you can see that you are in an apple orchard. You can see that there are apple trees outside. And in the distance, you see smoke rising from a chimney, and you can see lights on these very large oak trees where there are little buildings kind of spiraling up the sides of this to these like large purple shimmery leaves.
I would want to go towards the leaves, the purple.
Yeah. Yes, you hop out of the carriage and you make your way out past the horses into this orchard, and you see standing in the orchard picking a few apples. You see an elvish woman with reddish brown hair, and very pale skin, long pointed ears. Definitely looks like an elf to you. And as she hears you approaching, she turns. Good morning. Well, good evening, dear. I wasn't sure when you'd awake. I didn't want to startle you.
I'll stop walking, keep my distance. Hello?
My name is Aleph. Your friends are just inside the tavern here. They decided to let you sleep, but there is dinner inside waiting for you.
Okay.
She pulls an apple off of the tree, like a really nice red one, and kind of tosses it in your direction.
I'll catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Did you want me to walk you in, or are you alright to find your way over there yourself?
I think I'm okay.
Alright.
I'll walk, still keeping
Yeah, your distance.
distance.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of walking around and yeah,
Sure.
I'll go find him.
Are you going to attempt to are you going to go in the window, the front, are you going to go in through the front, or are you going to try to sneak through a window?
I would probably just go in
Through the front?
Yeah.
Sure. So you make your way down along a winding river and come to a small stone bridge that you cross that then leads you to up this little cobblestone pathway to the front of where this tavern is. You can see there's a water wheel on the bottom that is currently not rotating. You can see that it's locked in place, and the water just kind of pushing against it as it just kind of wiggles back and forth slightly. And you see a human man standing in front of the tavern. Looks to be in his mid-30s. That is standing on top of a chalk circle and is just kind of moving his hands in the air, and you can see that there are clouds above you as it's slightly raining that are just kind of slightly rotating and shifting. And as he hears your claws clicking on the cobblestone, he looks over to you. Good evening, dear. Come here if you'd like to get out of the rain. Sorry about that. I didn't realize anyone else was still outside.
Sure. I'll walk closer.
Yeah. He just kind of stands aside and beckons you into the tavern. Did you come in with those other folks?
Yes.
No, they're just inside.
Okay. I'd walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Smaug actually did not try to sneak in.
Really?
Yeah, he just looked.
Good boy.
That's
Is he on my
because-
chair?
No,
No,
not a good
he was
boy.
on the table. He was looking at the chair and then looked at the door and then was just back to the chair.
Yeah, when I
Don't worry,
came
he'll
to
get us
set up
later.
in here before, I walked back out to go set up the computer, and he was in my chair, naturally. I hadn't even sat in it. He just knew that I would need it. So as you guys ascend the stairs and make your way out of the kitchen into the central part of the tavern, you see Marcus sitting with the person that you were introduced to as Edwin, and you see Twig come in through the front door of the tavern, and you hear the rain pitter-pattering outside as she shuts the door and gets more quiet again. You see your friend Twig standing at the entrance to the tavern as you guys make your way out, and Mark is at the table.
Mm-hmm. I would, I guess, hear all of the simultaneous
Movement.
not commotion, but
Yeah.
the movement, and just look over. Oh, welcome back.
I will specify she does not have her mask on at this time.
It's good to see you. How was your rest?
Restful.
Very good. Suppose we could get you food if you're hungry. We had talked with Drystan about that earlier.
Definitely hungry.
Very good.
I'll hand Mr. Pigeon an apple.
You just stare at it.
I thought you were gonna grab his chin and just turn his face towards him. I'm just gonna go to Mr. Pigeon.
I'm gonna
Where
feed
did you
him the
go?
apple.
Oh my
Never
god.
leave me again.
Mike, are you okay?
I'll look at the apple, look back at you, and
Should eat that.
I'm gonna smell the apple.
Make a perception check.
Make a constitution
Make a
saving
constitution
throw.
check.
Perception check. 16.
It doesn't smell like cat urine. Oddly
That's
enough.
good.
Specifically, you can detect.
You've come to know the smell of cat urine and just kind of expect it at this
That's
point.
a weird.
It doesn't smell like milk either, which is good.
Does it smell like an apple?
Yes.
Here's a list of things it doesn't smell
It
like.
doesn't
Mike.
smell like milk. You just pop it open like a coconut and fill it with milk.
No, it smells very fresh. It looks like it has just been picked off of the tree.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very bright red and looks really good.
Yeah, sure. I'll eat the apple, I guess.
Yeah, make a
Beautiful
constitution.
witch.
Take a big old crunch.
Got him.
No, I mean it tastes very, very good. It's very fresh.
Yep, I'll take a bite and then put it in my sleeve. Save the rest
Are
for
there any
later.
sounds that come out as you
No.
balloons popping out?
No.
The sound of silence.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Drystan looks over at Twig. Hello, dear. Is there anything I can get you? My name is Drystan. I am the owner of this tavern, the Raven and the Ring. I was told that you like fish. We did not want to leave it outside due to the owl bear nearby. Sure. Cooked,
Raw,
uncooked,
Raw.
wriggling.
Yes.
Very good. I'll be back in literally a moment. He just turns around and walks into the kitchen and comes out literally like 5 seconds later with a fish that's just... Here you are.
Marcus,
Yeah. There's a fish.
why is it moving?
It's alive.
I'm gonna grab it with my teeth and just shake it.
Now it's not.
Oh my god.
You have a barrel back there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's like a bag of holding, but a barrel of holding.
Ooh, like
Full
a
of fish.
refrigerator.
Yes.
Big
Write
fan.
that down, and I've now put that in.
Mm-hmm. Fill it with some rocks from Mr. Freezing Rock.
Barrel of holding.
Yeah.
Always cold.
Mm-hmm. What kind of fish was it, by the way?
Like a big salmon.
Acceptable.
Very good.
You're probably more fresh than any of the fish you've had since this one was literally alive compared to the other ones.
That's how Twig eats, I guess.
I've never seen that before.
A living fish? Or Twig eating like that?
I don't think I've seen a living
I'm gonna
fish.
say both. Yeah, I'm gonna say both.
I can't think of, unless we happened to see one when we were in the water of the ocean, I can't think of any context.
And you didn't see Val catch one,
Mm-hmm.
so no. You only saw the cat, and you were immediately distracted by the cat. So even if there was one, I don't think you would have seen it.
That's how fish are. When they're alive, they swim. How we walk.
Oberon didn't have any fish in his room.
No. No.
That's good. Is Drystan here?
He is, yeah. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you very much for the meal for all of us.
Of course. Happy to help a friend.
She
Someone roll an insight check.
is great.
I'm so scared.
She's great.
Very good.
Thank you.
Of course.
How was the demonstrating of your ring to all of my friends?
Enlightening?
It was enlightening to show them.
My ring, yes.
Dandelion's just gonna start slowly slipping under the table.
I'm just gonna slowly back out towards the entrance.
Yeah. It was how enlightening in what way?
Oh, many.
Yeah.
Could I get all of you some dessert?
Dandelion's 21% under the table at this point.
Yes. Lots of pies.
More of the usual.
Sure, of course.
The usual pies.
Sure.
Apple. Fig.
We do have a lot of apple pies, yes?
Fig.
Sure, pumpkin.
Pumpkin. You do
Sure.
have pumpkin here.
Very good. I'll
Anyone else have any requests for pies?
No, thank you. I wake up groggy when I eat pie, and I'm just gonna like quickly open the door and go outside and close.
It's not.
You can never leave.
Please no.
I'll bring a litany of slices of pies over to
Sure,
your
it'll be
table.
like music to my ears forever.
Very good. I'll bring those over to your table, and then I'll get you set up in rooms for the night, yes?
That will be very pleasant and kind of you.
Of course.
Thank you, Drystan.
Of course, and he steps away.
Yeah, I go outside. 100% I'm outside.
How careful are you being when you leave? Like, are you like not like you looking behind you when you go out?
Oh no, I'm not looking out. I'm like literally slinking out the door.
Sure. Very good.
Okay.
Actually escaping.
Marcus, do you think he heard?
Yeah, probably. He was literally standing right there.
I didn't realize he was lingering.
It's fine.
I'd like to imagine he was like right behind you.
Yeah, I didn't,
Probably.
I didn't know either. Just looking at the fish.
As he handed over the food, I figured he would have walked away.
Maybe
He didn't,
it's
maybe
probably
he didn't,
fine
Maybe
if...
he didn't realize.
Yeah, Oberon's got lots of rooms, right?
It's a nickname. It's what we call somebody else.
Oberonia.
That's the one.
Your aunt.
My Aunt Oberon.
It's a family name. I don't know.
My aunt Obadiah.
Yeah. He didn't seem disturbed, or
I'll look over my shoulder. He's still gone.
he was lingering.
He's like peeking.
Make a perception.
I
Oh no. Done. Perception? 22.
Yeah, I'll say that you hear the sounds of somebody doing something in the kitchen, but I will say that it does sound closer than it did when he was preparing food before. Make a history check if you want to determine where stuff was in the kitchen.
That one.
Okay. You have no idea where the desserts might have been.
It's a +1. It's a 2.
I'm too scared to think.
I think he's closer. I don't think he went very far into the kitchen.
I mean, if he... Maybe he likes Oberon more and would be nice about it. Do people not usually like Oberon more?
Titania is in charge.
Fuck.
I'm very sorry. We should have been calling him Ron more often.
Yeah.
It was a slip.
No,
It's funny
you
'cause we
said
have to call-
over Ron.
Yes, over at Ron's house.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Over Ron. That's a lot more believable than an Aunt Oberonia.
Or perhaps Oba Ron.
You guys hear footsteps again. As,
Oberon Kenobi is here.
yeah, you hear footsteps again, and he walks out with a large tray of several different types of pies.
Look wonderful, Drystan.
Thank you, and he sets them down on the table in front of you, and I'll leave the tray. You can take whatever you'd like.
Thank you.
Of course. Tea for anyone?
Yes. Absolutely tea. Something herbal?
Yes.
Pot of herbal tea.
Sure. Are you all right? You seem...
Quite alright.
Yes. Everything is... That's just strange to relax. We've had a long journey, and many terrible things have happened to us as of late, and I guess you could say we are uncomfortable with being comfortable.
I understand that. A great many people are when they come here.
They are?
When they come here. What about when they leave?
Yes, I mean, people are happy to have a place on the road. This is one of the only places between Southport and Greymore, so we get a fair many travelers.
Oh, that's true.
Yes. Enjoy the meat fruit pies. I'm kidding. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. You're not eating people.
Because you're not eating that.
Yeah. No, they look like
Give me their
delicious.
strength, Don!
They look like delicious. You see apple pumpkin. There's like a lemon custard pie, blueberry, a litany of like a few slices of each.
These are all the pies that we bought at Walmart.
Yes, which we did have to throw
Nice.
some out because they did expire, the little ones.
No.
Yeah, you left them on the counter for far too long. And then I put them in the fridge, and then they expired. I ate mine. He's gonna...
Chalk that up as a win for Don, I guess.
I enjoyed them.
I ate my pies.
I was saving them for a good time to eat pie.
Like now. This would have been a great time to eat pie.
Pies.
If you just pulled a little pie out from underneath the desk. How did you do that?
Little pie drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he walks over. If you need anything, when you're finished, feel free to let me know, and I'll set up rooms for you.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
Can I have some honey?
Yes, of course. And I'll bring that with your tea. He walks back into the kitchen.
He doesn't seem like he's changed. He's not like some, monster.
Is he?
If I don't look at him, it's not real.
No, he's not.
I'm sure
Perception
that...
was an 18.
I mean,
you
also,
don't see
he
anything.
hasn't been back to the Feywild since he was like 10.
That's true.
It's ludicrous to think that he would be reporting directly to Titania.
You hear Morse code beeping.
Can Titania
That's not to Titania. I know that Morse number.
Can she do the water thing?
Probably.
There's water in kitchens.
She's very powerful.
I'd like to sneak over to the kitchen and peek in to see if he's like talking to somebody in the sink.
Sure, make a stealth check.
If I see you get up, I'm gonna poke your back as you go away and give you the blessing for advantage on stealth.
Is that advantage?
Let me double check that, but I believe so. Yes, advantage on stealth.
The first one was higher. It's 22.
Okay. Yeah, you walk over and creep your way. There's no door in the kitchen, so nothing to push open, but you creep your way around the, wrapping portion of the wall and kind of peer in, and you can see that he is standing gathering teacups from a top shelf that you can see have, a floral pattern on them. Doesn't look like he is near the sink specifically.
Is he talking to anyone?
Water. No, you don't hear anything.
Does he look uncomfortable?
No, he looks like he is just preparing tea.
Let me go back to my table.
Sure.
Quietly.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you remake the stealth check. You're good with the 20.
Good.
With the 22.
Sure, it's totally fine.
He's not talking to
It is
anyone.
pretty hard to get back.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if he...
We didn't say why we were here.
Yeah, I mean, even if we said something about, a room, doesn't say anything about why you're here,
If he asks, he must have misheard me. I said Alderon's room.
Also true.
It's part of my accent.
Yes.
Old.
Run.
Run.
Everyone run.
You know Old Ron.
Yeah.
Edwin,
Your aunt.
Edwin looks over.
Old Ron.
Edwin looks up from his piece of pie.
Oh my god!
I did
I
say he
know.
was sitting right there.
I know.
Is everything all right?
Everything
Yeah.
is totally fine.
Yeah, friend is just on a bit of a private, personal matter, and
Right, you said, yes.
we're trying to make sure
Sure.
that word does not get around that we are looking for something on her behalf.
Got it. Understood.
Thank you for understanding. Yes. He's fine.
There's a lunges over the table.
He pulls out his cell phone.
Yeah, you see a light under the table.
How's the pie, Edwin?
Very good.
Which one is your favorite?
I'm a big fan of the apple, but the pumpkin's very good as well.
They are both delicious.
I'm taking a whole slice of pumpkin.
Yeah, I'll hand out pies to everyone as they request.
A few minutes go by and he walks
I'll
back.
just gesture
I
pies.
point at pumpkin. Reach for it.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, he brings out a couple glasses of tea, a large kettle, some little containers of different tea leaves, a thing of honey, and a large thing of milk.
Thank you, Drystan.
Of course, I'll be right over here if you need anything, and I'll have rooms ready for you when you're done.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he walks back over and begins, we'll say, cleaning a cup.
Just staring at us, eye contact. Like an NPC that's returned back to his station. So, yeah, how was the ring?
Pretty big.
It was very impressive.
Made of some tree.
Okay.
There was
Like branches?
some water. Not branches, like the
Roots?
bottom. Yes.
Roots. But
Yes.
you're going like that.
Yes.
They came up from the ground?
Yes.
Yes, and made in a sort of oval.
And did they touch a ceiling? Or
I
did
mean-
they just...
Were they to
Connect.
the ceiling?
No.
No, okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ceiling was higher than the top of the branches.
Okay.
Though they connected beneath the ceiling of the basement.
Like a wreath.
Similar, yes.
And you said it was very pretty?
There
Are
was
there
water.
flowers or...
No flowers.
No flowers, just branches and roots,
branches
like
and-
vines.
Water?
Yes.
Did you say there were like leaves and
Leaves like what we've got? Like
yeah,
anything
kind of like
common?
that. Yeah.
I just thought on my re-listen today
Yeah,
that
I
I thought I heard
probably
you
did.
describe
Okay.
like vibrant, colorful.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. I did say
leafage.
that. I did. Yeah, there was colorful leafage, no flowers, but there were vines and things coming out from the base of it that went like up the walls, similar to what you guys had seen in Harrow's chamber
Okay.
from that half of the tree.
Where was the water from?
You have to bring the water.
Yes, he had regular water in a barrel. He demonstrated that creates some sort of film. He said that's where the portal would normally be.
Oh, so it's not functioning. He was just demonstrating what it
Yes,
looked
without the
You need
Fey water.
The Fey water.
like. And he, what, poured it over?
There's a top.
It was some sort of
Oh,
mechanism, like it was made to do this.
okay.
You can do it with regular water.
Yes, but the regular water did not make a portal? Did you try?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Dandelion and Drystan were both glowing, though she didn't get smaller this time.
Glowing like she was at the tree?
Yes, but not smaller.
Yes.
Well, maybe a little smaller. I
Alright.
think she might have been like
Just
marginally smaller.
Okay.
Possibly a bit smaller.
I did a hand
Okay.
check, but I hadn't really checked her height before. Now I know.
Yeah, for future.
Yes, for future reference. I'm sure those history checks will go well.
Yeah.
What did it smell like down there?
Earth.
Earthy. Alright.
Yeah, I would say it didn't
Yeah.
smell like much else. The portal having not been active for quite some time.
How far down did you all go?
Down some steps.
Just steps.
It wasn't like
No, it was,
deep underground.
Yeah, there was like a mechanism to the door, the way
Mhm.
that he opened it, but it was essentially just a floor down in the basement,
yeah,
correct?
yeah. It was maybe a little further. It was probably 20 feet down because the
Okay,
ceiling.
it was like a deep
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah.
Or like a cellar.
Yes. And you would also, when he had done all of this, he would have started the wheel spinning again.
Right.
So the
When we came back
beam
up, he
above
like
you
reclosed
is
it.
spinning again. I think you were gone when I described this. Before he took them, he pulled a lever on the wall to stop that beam from spinning before
Okay.
he took them in there.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, it was very kind of him to do right by you and show you to this place, knowing that it was very important to you. And it seems like he has not remotely paid any attention to the things that we said about our good friend. So, I think it's safe to say that Drystan is a person that can be trusted.
We did ask if there was. He said the portal was stationary, like it always goes to the same place. We asked if there what was on the other side.
Okay.
He mentioned a temple to Lathander, I believe he said. Though he did say that it kind of isn't always there for some reason. He wasn't able to recall.
Dandelion,
Yes.
is there night in the Feywild? Does the sun go down?
Yeah.
I wonder if that is why the temple moves.
Didn't think to ask the time of day, or if it was consistent.
You might not have known.
Also possible. If he's not been back since he was a boy. Had he ever been inside of the temple?
No, he seemed to be recalling it as something that he had seen.
I'm actually going to retcon that and say that there is not... it doesn't get nighttime. It is kind of...
Like dusk.
Yeah, in a, like,
Twilight.
perpetual state of sunset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
Is there
like,
no daytime
orangey
either?
pink skies. Yeah, there's no, like, morning. It's just kind of...
Is there like a marker of the passage of time? With it being perpetual? Like, is there weather? Like, can you see like
Sure.
clouds move or something like
absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I'll say that there's definitely... I'll get back to you on the specifics,
Yeah.
but there's definitely a way to determine day and night cycle. But the sky itself does not change. But there's a method that they use to determine how much time has passed.
Like a lunar cycle of some sort, or...
Kind of, just without
Yeah.
the moon. But yeah.
So no.
While we're on that, stars.
Yeah, I would say that there are... where it's in that period between night and day that you can see some stars.
That's kind of what, like, if there is even a minor transition,
Sure.
if the presence or absence of stars instead of a lunar cycle, if
Sure.
you wanted to do like
Yeah,
that,
that's good. I like
where
that.
it's like less.
It's a minor shift.
Yeah, it's less, oh my god, there's a big fucking moon now, and more just like, oh, I can kind of see stars again. It must be.
Sure. I'll say that it transitions from sunrise to sunset, but nothing in between either.
Okay.
It's
So, like,
just
dusk-
the
dusk
sun
and
rises
dawn.
and the sun sets, but it doesn't move. There is nothing. The whole in-between portion of day and night doesn't exist.
Okay.
So would the sun just sit on the horizon most of the time?
Yeah, pretty much. But the stars fading is what determines whether
Okay.
it's sunrise or sunset. I like that. That makes sense.
Sure. Okay. But you've seen stars there and know of stars there.
Surprised Dandelion hasn't burnt in the sun.
Or has she?
Is she tanner than she was when he found her a week ago?
Maybe a little.
Yeah. We have been outside a lot.
Yeah,
little pinker.
probably. Probably a little bit.
A little crispy.
Peeling sun poisoning.
Oh no.
There's quality ozone here in Adoris.
No cars.
True. That's a good point.
It's a lot harder to get sunburnt.
He's really not coming back.
He's outside.
Maybe magic releases like a ton of CO2.
Maybe. It's a good question.
You can say.
What time of the evening is it now?
I would say it's probably around 10 or 11. It's starting to get pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
It was late when you guys arrived, and you've been here probably like 2 hours.
Sure.
Did you say there was a lake outside? Or water?
Shit.
Bless you.
A river.
River.
You wanna try the water?
It's moving.
True.
It would wash away.
True. Hmm. And he said he doesn't know where to get this Fey water?
He had indicated that most of the sources nearby had dried up, somewhat mysteriously from what he said, and he had used what little he had, that he said most guardians of these portals have, in returning his parents. Not certain why he was unable to get more. Perhaps there's been lakes drying up on the other side as well.
Drystan,
Yes.
Just a question, real quick.
Of course, and he walks over.
When you found Feywater before, was it in the forest to the west?
Some was, yes. There's another lake to the east as well.
Did that one dry up?
It did, both of them, yes. I unfortunately can't go much further than that, as I'm sure you understand.
Yes.
I physically can, but I don't wish to risk the portal.
How long ago did they dry up?
About the time my parents passed, I had to, as I was explaining to the others, I used what bit of Feywater I had to send their bodies home, and I was unable to obtain more.
50-ish years ago? He came over at 10. Dad operated for 30.
It would be 60 because he's been operating for 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, his dad was operating for 10 years from his birth till he was 10.
Oh,
then
all
he
right,
joined
fair.
once it was like set up for him. Yeah.
60 years.
I suppose it's not often you get visitors from the Feywild.
No, Dandelion is the first in quite a while.
And when was the last?
About the time my parents passed.
That is a long time.
Yes.
Tristan.
Yes.
Have you or do you know if alcohols can be made with Feywater?
I believe so. I believe they're mostly used for ritual purposes. I believe some can be drunk, yes. Not 100% sure how good they would be. I've not ever had them myself. I've not had any here, but my father did tell stories about them, yes.
Does drinking Feywater do anything to you?
It depends if you're from the Feywild or not. If you have some amount of Fey within you, then yes, it has healing properties.
$60 years ago?
Yes. Well, around that time anyway. I assumed when I had sent them across that I would be able to obtain more, and
Yeah.
they were gone when I went to look.
It was a very compassionate thing you did for your parents.
I felt they deserved to be
Home?
home, yes. Not buried here in a strange land. It's not something that is required, but I felt they deserved it after their long life of service.
Yes. Peace was owed to them.
Yes. I wanted their souls to be able to see the beauty of my home once more. And so I sent them there.
So, forgive me. It is customary for people of the Fae to bury or...
Some do. Others are cremated.
Okay.
Depends on the family. A large number of them do cremate to not taint the nature with...
If they were sick?
Yes.
Understood. My people did the same.
Yes, but if they were healthy and simply died of old age, a great many people do wish to nourish the land. Often a tree is planted in the spot where they were buried, to sprout new life from death. But the ashes of those that have passed accomplish a similar goal once they have been cleansed.
What were your parents' names?
My father's name was Esmond, and my mother's Diana, with a Y.
Did your parents plant this tree?
No, those trees were here when we arrived, but the energy from the Feywild leaked out as people used the portal and caused the land around this area to be particularly rich and vibrant.
Yeah. But your parents weren't the first guardians of this ring?
No, there were others. I never met them. But yes, my parents were not the first.
You had said before that they just retired, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. But they, or at least that's what he was told.
Yeah, yeah.
They built this place into what it is now. There was simply this small building here, this place for passers-by, but nothing to the scale that it is now.
And your parents, did they worship anyone other than Maliki? Did they also worship Shantia or Lathander, or...
A great many of the Fae worshipped Lathander as well. My parents were no exception. But I prefer Maliki, personally. Nothing against Lathander, of course. I find the vibrant aspects of nature to be comforting, and I find nighttime to be more peaceful than the day.
Understood.
I like the quiet.
Understood. You said you had rooms for us?
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll fetch keys for you. One room per person, all right?
Dandelion and I are fine together,
Sure.
and I'm sure Twig and Mr. Pigeon are good in one.
Would you like to share with your other friend, or would you like a room for yourself?
I think he would prefer to be on his own.
Understood. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms then. I'll be back in just a moment. And
Thank
he
you.
walks over and grabs keys, and I'm going to have you guys switcheroo.
See where the brain's going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like these. Ah.
Cause it's you and me.
All right. Where's the owlbear?
So he's been consumed, and you see an owlbear wearing a cloak, casting.
I knock on the door immediately, and everything that just happened couldn't have, for continuity's sake.
Now we have to leave. Yogi's out here, and he's killed everyone.
Yogi the owlbear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as you make your way out and slowly back out and close this door, you bump into the figure of Kenrick, and you whip around, and he just turns a, "Oh, apologize, I did not mean to be in the way."
Sorry about that.
That's All right, I'm just finishing up here. I can make a path for you if you need to run to a room.
Actually, I was curious on how you do that.
Sure. I was taught by my brother. It's similar to... do you know the spell Control Weather?
I know of it.
Yes, it's a much higher skill than I'm afraid that I'm able to do. I can't make a storm go away or cause one. Only minor amounts of rain. I can shift clouds around slightly to make the weather more favorable for the crops. It's something that my people did.
Very interesting. I haven't seen anything like it.
Yes, it's, I think, fairly unique to where I was from, where I grew up. But I never learned it. I wasn't old enough when we left, my brother and I.
If you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
Kenmare, it's a small town to the south among the trees. Don't imagine you've heard of it. It's off the beaten path.
No, I haven't.
Make a deception check.
Damn it. Damn it.
I'll give you advantage because you are lying about something that you know.
I don't have any bonus to my charisma. Ooh, 14.
So he rolled an 18. So he obviously doesn't definitively know that you are lying about knowing it.
Right.
But I would say that you just kind of like shift a bit as you say it, with the kind of the discomfort of him having also been from there. And this is the first other person that you've seen alive that's from there. He just kind of gives you like an inquisitive look for a second.
Does he have a visible? Is he wearing like a visible necklace or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say that you see a leather band that as he raises his arms and you see his cloak lift as he lowers his arms, you can see that the band comes into view, like just like a thin leather wrapped band that goes below his shirt.
Okay.
So he just reaches up and.
Okay, so he's still actively casting.
Yeah, you can see that he's pretty much finished. The magic circle below him is almost completely washed away, and he just steps to the side so that way he's like under the overhang of the tavern and just kind of puts his hands on his hips and looks up. Did pretty all right this evening, I think. Not too much.
Is that usually an issue?
No, it's not a perfect form of magic. I have been casting it a long time. I admit I don't do a ton of other magic. This is mostly the extent of my abilities, aside from when he snaps and like light at the end of his fingertips. A few other minor things. Not much of a fighter. Yes, I simply help out here, but it's bad for the crops to be overwatered or underwatered, as you'd imagine, and well, we can't rely on the natural state of things to always care for the crops, so I do my best to push some of the rain away if it tends to come in, if it's not too strong a storm, or bring the rain if we need it.
Very interesting.
Yes.
You mentioned you have a brother?
Yes, Maxwell. I've not seen him in, 20 years. He told me that he would be back. I was only 16 at the time.
As he's saying this, I'm going to step out into the rain.
Sure.
And kind of put a little distance between me and him.
Sure.
About 10 feet.
Sure.
As I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'll as I'm walking, he's talking. I'm still listening, just enjoying the rain.
Sure, of course. But yes, I've not seen him in 20 years. He left me under the care of Drystan with some amount of money, I imagine, to pay for my care, and he did never return, but I found that I rather liked it here, and I decided to stay.
So I'm sorry, you said do you know where he went?
I said he was going to some city. He didn't mention exactly where. I imagine he didn't want me to follow. I was a bit of a mess as a child.
I'm going to remove the rapier around my waist.
Sure.
The God damn it, the sheath, I guess it would be, even for rapier. So I'll remove the sheath, and I'm going to kind of plunge it into the soft soil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to inform you, but your brother has passed.
What?
Mm.
You know him?
I did not. He was unfortunately on the wrong side of a battle in the city.
Oh.
This was his.
I didn't know if I'd ever see him again. But I had hoped one day he'd come back. He didn't always agree with people. So, one of the reasons we left when I was 6 from Kenmare 30 years ago.
I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I don't know why you would have done something so stupid.
Just gonna kind of like look up at the rain and observe about. So obviously it's gonna be hard to judge, but about how big is the rain cloud?
I would say that there's like a couple smaller ones.
Okay.
Nothing that extends past the edge of these like oak trees that line this grove, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looks like he's kind of pulled ones from the area, or it's raining only inside of this wrapped area and back towards the orchard as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not like a gigantic storm cloud or anything like that. Yeah. Well, I guess no point in wondering. I have a nice job here. Drystan is a very nice man.
He seems it.
Yes, when the money ran out, I offered to help to pay my way, and I had already been helping with the rain, so just let me stay, and never wanted to leave. It's, I think, the closest thing to home that I felt. I don't remember much of it, but just something comforting about here.
Sorry, did you say here or the air?
Here.
Here, okay. Just gonna kind of let the silence ride it out.
Where are my manners? Kenrick.
I'll step toward him, bringing the blade with me.
Sure.
And I'll put the blade in between our hands and I'll shake his hand. Rin.
It's, very nice to meet you, Rin. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances, but it can't be helped. These things happen, I suppose. People are who they are and make choices.
He died with honor.
He always was that way. But damn. It's a beautiful night for rain anyway. It's fine. It's the air purifier. Or the dehumidifier. Sucking the water from the air.
Oh no.
It's a beautiful night for rain.
It is. I'll just stand out here with
Yeah,
him.
sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Lean up against the building under the overhang.
Yeah, so that way you're out of the rain. Yeah, you can see that he stands like just at the edge of the overhang where the rain is not hitting him, but he's just kind of looking up at it.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose I should have gone home at some point, but I don't know that we would have been welcome anyway, so...
Why is that?
I don't remember much of it, but apparently our parents didn't agree with something that was going on in the town, and we were told to flee with a number of the other children. We all left at the same time, and I never saw my parents again after that night. I'm not sure what became of them, but they didn't find us where we were supposed to meet in Arbor. So we kept moving north, and eventually we all split up. Just Maxwell and I stayed together.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull all three
Mm-hmm.
from beneath my shirt and just show them to him.
You know Kenmare?
I'm from there.
How old are you?
Just old enough.
What do you mean?
I was a baby. I was found and raised by elves. Kenmare. Kind of like rub my face. Was burned.
Oh. Well, then I suppose I couldn't have gone home anyway.
There's nothing to go home to.
Slips it back into his shirt. Were you the only survivor?
That I know of.
There are others out there, other children. I'm not sure where they went, but I don't imagine they would have abandoned. He just pulls out the necklace. There were about 20 of us that fled.
Surprised no one took me.
Well, this was before. If you were burned, I don't imagine it was that night.
I mean, I wasn't burned.
I would say that he had said that they left 30 years ago,
Right.
so that would have been 2 years before.
Right. Okay. That
Yeah,
makes. Oh, that
before
tracks.
you were
Yeah. Yeah.
born. Well,
Oh, I don't. Oh, they left in like. So all of the children left the same day.
like a grouping of them
Right.
left. There were more than the 20 children, but that grouping of them left.
Oh,
whatever
okay.
whatever children of the people that disagreed with what was going on in the town, they left that night about a year and a half before you were born.
Okay.
Yeah.
Single tear.
Yeah. There are others, I assume, still out there, but I don't know. Where they might have gone, I've not seen any, obviously, but I haven't left here, so.
Have you thought of leaving? Assuming you have.
I thought I might for a time, but I didn't know if Maxwell would be able to find me if I left. And something about this place just felt right. It felt comfortable. And Drystan is like a father to me at this point. Having been here for so long, 20 years now.
So I'm assuming you know why it's called the Raven in the Ring.
Yes, he has shared that with me. That bit of knowledge.
Do you know anything about the temple? He mentioned a temple that appears every so often.
No, I'm sorry. He's not mentioned that to me. Just the... He doesn't talk about home. You're welcome to roll.
I don't know what my insight is. That is a natural 1.
That's wild, because he rolled a literal 2.
Oh, wait, the bonus?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely, like, still kind of distraught and processing both the fact that his brother is dead and that his hometown is burned.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
that'll do
hard to gauge, like, his emotion from that on a particular topic, but it doesn't seem like he has any knowledge or is, like, hiding anything from you.
Well, then I'm going to disguise myself as his brother and really let this trauma.
I'm back. Where's the temple?
Useless younger brother suplex him.
But no, it doesn't seem like he has either any knowledge of it or is lying to you
Okay.
about it. Yeah, you don't
Yep.
get it. You
Yeah,
don't
sure.
get
Got
it.
it. You got it.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was odd. Figured I'd mention it. I can leave you out here alone if you'd like.
I don't mind the company,
Okay.
but that's up to you. I don't want to. You're obviously not obligated, but I've not seen another of our people in quite some time.
I'm not sure I count.
Well, perhaps not, but you were born there, and I think that's enough. You have the necklaces of our people, and
I've claimed them for my victims. I'm hunting your necks. I need 6.
how many Dragon Balls are there?
Dragon Balls? I think there's 7.
7? Got it. Yeah,
6
7.
Infinity Stones.
Mm.
Put them all on.
You just wrap them around.
Do I turn
your ears.
purple and bald?
You turn green and fishy.
No, wait. The swap is complete. It can happen now.
We can do it. Yeah, just like the Feywild whipping back and forth. You flip back and forth with Felix.
Oh god. Oh god.
Where am I? It's cold. Help!
That is a net win for Felix.
Yeah, sure. He's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I don't like this. I still think you're one of our people. You have the necklace. You were born there. It makes you one of us.
Just nod. Lean up against the building and just listen to the rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else you want to ask him or talk about or mention or do?
Just give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. I guess you don't know much about Kenmare.
Pretty much
Being
nothing.
A child. I don't know what it was about Kenmare that made it easier to cast spells like this, and he just points up at the sky. Something about the location that made storms easier to control there. I don't know why. It rained almost constantly. Others might know more than I, but 6-year-olds don't ask many questions about why it rains.
But did you ask questions about the flags? And I'll pull out
Sure,
the
the
picture.
drawing.
Yeah, the drawing.
Maxwell told me that had something to do with what they were protecting there in Kenmare. Something powerful. It's why the town was built in the first place. Certainly not a tourist location.
No, I didn't think so with how secluded it was.
Yes. It's built with a purpose, kind of like this place, and I think that's why it just feels safe. both here and home were protecting something, though I don't know what. But something powerful. It's
But it felt different, or
not that it felt different, just similar purpose to here.
okay,
I
I see.
Yes. I didn't have a choice in being here initially, but once it was apparent I wasn't leaving and Drystan revealed to me what this place was over time, it just became more comfortable. Seemed like home without being home. But that is what those drawings were about. Something about one of the gods. The upper part of those bolts are symbol for Talos, god of storms. The lower part, Maxwell told me, was a blade of some kind. I'm not sure what exactly the purpose of Kenmare was, but protecting something. If I were to wager a guess, I would imagine it had to do something with that, and points at the drawing.
You don't think it could have been some sort of weapon?
Possibly. Was a church.
Church is typically for worship, not worship of a... That doesn't make any sense.
Has to do with a god of some kind. It's...
In my studies, did I read anything about gods bestowing weapons, or like those worshipping being gifted?
Sure. Make a history check for me and let me pull up your stuff. Ooh.
17.
Okay. Yeah, so I will say that the closest comparison that you could make to that, I don't know that you would have read of something specifically about gods gifting weapons. Let's... One second. But I would say that you would make the comparison to the fact that the flower was also inside of a temple of a god. And while it is not specifically a weapon, it is a trinket of sorts that was kept within a church. And you would also know from the story Leopold the Swift that the gift of blade singing was bestowed supposedly upon the Valinor elves by Leopold. And I will also tell you that his blade was called Storm, and the one of his wife was called Wind. So you would think of that story and the comparison with the flower.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't say in your studies you would have read anything specific. I think it would more be kind of amorphous, like bedtime story type of thing that your father would have told you.
Okay. Very odd.
Yes. Strange place for a town, but if it had a purpose, then maybe that's why it was burned. I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Just gonna kind of look at him with concern. Not gonna say anything.
Sure. You're just gonna look up at the rain.
Yeah, chill out here till bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, your friends are gonna walk out with keys to rooms.
Wait, was there another building?
Well, you're in front of it's the buildings that are spiraling up the trees. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait for
You're rolling damage on Paul right now.
yeah.
I beat the owlbear, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, it's his best friend now.
It's his mount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm trying to roll nice while we wait for John.
Is that what we're doing?
So I'm trying. See if we can get there. You know. 91.
Get in, Paul.
67. Listen. I gotta get the big die.
Also, like, get on with the podcast.
Oh, I was really close.
I just rolled 60 twice in a row.
This is going to be a really fun part of the show for podcast listeners.
Right? This is great.
For those of you listening at home right now,
We're rolling percentile dice to try to get 69.
nice.
I think 420 would also be accepted.
I literally just rolled 42.
Did you?
Yeah, but you need to roll 24 to
yeah.
have 420.
Right. Yeah, because it would be 4 and then 2
What?
0.
I don't know.
67 and 8.
You're almost there.
Yeah, 24 would be single 4.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm using this.
Oh, right. Fair.
Well, then that's as close as he
That's
can
as
get.
close as you're going to get, yeah.
Damn, 92.
Fuck.
We've done it, Don.
You got there?
Nice.
I rolled 68 again. What are the odds of that? What are the odds of getting
I rolled
67, 68, 68, 71, 70? Because that
You're
literally...
dancing around it.
Yeah.
I rolled 67 3 times.
That's really... These are intense odds, too.
So, you guys walk out of the tavern
shit,
with,
we're
your,
playing, all right.
With your keys. And Drystan would have directed you to specific rooms on the tree to the right. And you see Ren standing outside, leaning against the entrance to the tavern, and you see Kenrick just kind of standing right at the end of... Yeah. They're holding hands. They're holding hands and eating ice cream.
Ooh. Nice.
But you see him standing at the edge of like the overhang for the tavern, just kind of looking up at the rain, and Rain is just leaning against the building.
Do we have a key for Ren?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gave you an extra one.
Did he tell us where our rooms were? Like, am I just headed to somewhere that he's
Yeah.
directed me to? Or
Yeah,
is
there's
he,
numbers on the keys, and he directed you to the tree to the right.
Yeah.
So as soon as
I would
you go
just
out to the
keep
right.
heading toward a room.
Sure.
And I can split out of this room whenever you'd like me to.
Sure. Yeah, as you guys are making your way there, I'll let you talk if you want to say anything. Otherwise, if people want to do individual stuff in their rooms before bed, that's also fine.
Are we all roomed in the same area?
Yeah, the rooms are not connected because they're kind of built along the side of the tree. But yeah, you're in the same like spiral.
Sure.
Yeah, so you guys would be walking.
Hand your
Together.
key over to Ren.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready for bed, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in the tree.
Yep. Yeah. Do you guys have your key? We'll go to ours.
You go. Are you just going with them?
Yep. I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder. Have a good night.
You as well.
Going to bed.
Yep. Anybody want to do anything specific?
I want to
Before
level
bed.
up.
I mean, yeah, we're making a wish list.
Like 2 Holy Avengers?
2 Holy Avengers. Stromboli would be good.
At least one level up.
Stromboli.
Like,
Avenger.
preferably as long swords.
Mm,
Taking the
sure.
good wielder as a
Sure.
feat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just... Lathander just comes down and just kisses you on the forehead.
Who's my big boy?
This is why we pray every night.
You shirtless bitch.
I fucking love you, you beautiful shirtless bitch.
Bro Paylor comes out of the sky like a fucking rocket and slams into the ground. Loot goes everywhere.
Roll initiative. Oh, that'd be a fucking entrance.
I want to send Shimmer
Mhm.
up to the top of the tree.
Sure.
To kind of like fly around the top and look at the whole area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he flies up and floats around, and he's kind of like, are you looking through his eyes, or are you just having him look? Yeah, so you can see that, you essentially see the whole grounds of this area. It is raining pretty much the entirety of the area inside of this circular grove, back through the orchards all the way through to the front. It's a light rain. It's not a lot or anything. It's very peaceful. Not like soaking you guys to the bone or anything as you're walking to the tree. And you see pretty much the same as I described before. You also see the stable behind the tavern over in the orchard. And you can see that your carriage is inside covered. But otherwise, you don't see anything specific. Nothing that jumps out.
Is there, besides the rain, is there any kind of like distinguishing line in this area? You said it was like the trees. Do they look at all different from the trees around?
It's just like a kind of
Like
not
a gradual...
perfect circle of oak trees that seem to... They look a little different than the ones immediately outside of it, but not significantly different. The weirdest thing in here is obviously the gigantic trees that have the purple leaves, but the regular oak trees look like normal trees. It's just kind of a marker of the edge of this area that kind of hides it. And it's not like a line of trees. It's groupings of them that form a circle, but it's not like one tree, one tree, one tree.
When he's done doing that, I'm going to have Shimmer fly over to the tavern and see if you can find a window to like hide by.
Sure.
And just as we head into the room, just kind of get cozy and pay attention.
Sure. Try to watch what's happening. Very good. Anybody else want to say or do anything, or just go to sleep?
Nothing in particular for me.
Okay.
I would like to.
Uh-huh.
To whatever degree possible.
Oh no.
Because I despise spell components.
Sure.
But I have some iron spikes. I have a mirror. Which is made of silver. At least in some degree inside
Sure.
the glass lining.
Sure.
I just need an indeterminate amount of powdered silver and iron.
Sure.
So if I can
Scrape off the inside and
get a little bit of a mixture of iron and silver, because you can't fucking buy it. I have to buy like a component pouch. And does Drystan sell component pouches?
No, absolutely not.
Does Edwin have one on his person that I can ask for? Or can I just...
yeah, I mean, I think you're good to like crack the glass if you want to, or you can try to like lift the glass out.
I would try to lift the glass out to whatever degree.
Sure. Make a
Oh my God, I just gotta
carpenter's
chill
tools.
I'll let you do carpenter's
Like,
tools.
just like,
Oh yeah, no, it's a horrifying sound, and I'm doing
Scratching
this.
metal in his room.
I'm doing this specifically while you are in shimmer senses because I'm trying to be sensitive.
Yeah, I would also say for the rooms that you guys have, for the two
I swear to
single-
God. I swear
You're
to God
right
if I hear it.
underneath my squeaking. I'm doing it
I
into
swear
the
to God if I
vent.
hear it.
yeah, the whole tree is shaking as he does this.
No! That's a natural one.
Yeah, the glass shatters.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't impede your ability to scrape the silver off, but you're unable to like.
A monkey in this tree? What the fuck? Where are we?
Just imagining the sound of the cookie tin on here.
So I'm assuming I hear the squeaking.
Probably more a shattering of glass.
Yeah, you would hear the shattering. Fuck! I don't think you would hear the yell. I don't think you would hear. The rooms are not next to each other. It's like room and then a path and then another room spiraling up the tree. So they're not connected.
Great. I'm assuming your window is not open.
It's open were you said you were looking out and you sent Shimmer out, right?
So for the people,
our window.
For the people that are two to a room, there's like an entryway and then two separate like bedrooms. For the people that are singular, you're in single rooms.
Gotcha.
Single bedrooms,
Sure.
yeah.
So your window would be open, mine would not. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you would just hear.
Thanks, you opened your window.
So
To yell fuck. Just fuck!
I don't want that energy in my room.
I'm gonna tell you this, but you're not gonna feel it if you're in Shimmer senses. Raven lands on your head, and then proceeds to fly through to where the fuck came from.
Yeah. Is your door open or is it closed?
I would 100% have my door closed. It's like
Yeah.
late at night.
Yours
I'm trying to go
is
to bed.
closed too.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's like a hallway or?
Yeah. It's like hallway in and then two separate rooms off to the side.
It's like a weird Y shape
Yep.
of like, I'm over here and you're there.
I don't think Dandelion would necessarily close the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to get into this hallway, which looks different to you because yours was just a room immediately.
Right.
And you hear... John, if you could make the noise once.
Fuck!
No, the scraping.
Oh. Fuck!
You hear scraping of metal on metal
You said it lands on my
from
head?
the other door.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel it because you're in Shimmer
No, I absolutely feel it.
Do you?
Yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, so you do feel it. You feel something on your head.
I would snap out and...
Yeah, you...
Flies.
Yeah, the bird just... You see the raven just...
Marcus,
What?
there's a bird in here.
Good. Is it yours?
No,
Is it not yours?
no, I think it's Rin's.
Say hi. Hello,
Yeah,
bird.
it's just kind of
me,
like in
Dandelion.
the hallway, just...
I'm gonna try and catch the bird.
Yeah, make a...
Bite into the side of its
Both of
neck
you
like
make
a
dex,
feral little
catch checks.
gremlin.
Hold on, let me pull up the bird stats. Oh my god! Because I need the stats. God damn it.
Dex check.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
strike.
Give me a second.
Mhm.
Dex.
Are you kidding me? +2.
I rolled. I got 19.
Yeah, so it's +2.
Hunt that bird.
Come on. 16.
Yeah, so you, as it's in the hallway, you come up behind it and just scoop the bird up, and you spin around and, like, look at it. So you see Dandelion's face on, like, candid cam, just her whole face zoomed in.
I see you, teddy bear.
So since it's a raven, it knows mimicry.
Yes.
So it's gonna yell, "Fuck!"
Yeah, so you hear the bird yell "fuck" in Marcus's voice.
Hello?
On this episode,
Am I out there?
learns a new word.
Yeah, you would absolutely hear it as well.
Just gonna look at this shattered mirror in my hands. Life is a terrible thing some days.
And then it's gonna mimic that sound next.
Very good.
Yeah,
If you're not letting go, it's gonna mimic that sound.
yeah. You hear just,
Opens its mouth and goes.
Oh,
you hear two of those, and they're like back and forth. So it's really like
I'm
warped
communicating!
and horrible.
Don, is this how birds speak in your world?
Yeah, absolutely. They speak with the quarter moon.
I am proficient in bird language.
What does that mean?
Tuck the bird under my arm.
Every quarter moon,
All birds stop and look at it, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's like
100%.
wolves howling. My bones.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to?
I'm gonna
Wiggle.
wait to see where are you taking the bird.
I'm gonna knock on Marcus's door.
It's gonna yell "fuck" again.
Yes, Dandelion.
I caught the bird.
That's good. Do you have any, like, follow-up plan?
No.
Do you know where you're going with this?
It keeps yelling.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It sounds like you.
Yes, it does. It's great. I'm very glad that it does.
No, it's exactly one word.
This is going to be fantastic in the future. Trust me.
I don't.
Seeds have been sown this day!
Seeds have been sown this day!
Can't wait for that to come back down.
It's fine.
I don't know. I don't know what
I'll
to do with
allow
the bird now.
I don't know. Give it back to Rin. I feel like you would be sad if he took Shimmer from you.
That's a good idea. I'm
No,
gonna
don't
leave.
take Shimmer from you.
I'm going to walk
Shimmer
out.
is yours.
Yep.
And I'm going to.
Yeah, you hear Marcus's voice fading as you walk out and down and out of the hallway
I'm gonna walk over to
Ren's room. Sure.
and
Yeah, you hear. Can he hear? I guess
No.
you would know she's doing this.
Yeah.
She is holding.
I was
the
just have the raven look up at you.
keep knocking on the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you come back and walk over and
Yep, open the door. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just making sure everything was okay. Don't know why you grabbed my bird. I heard a bye.
Is she just kind of? Are you like skipping away or just walking?
Just walking.
Okay.
Just like bare feet.
Yeah, probably.
Just gonna like lean out. Why? Just close my door.
You think you can meet
How's the
me?
door down? Not even me.
Oh, sure,
Yes.
of course.
I'll meet you right back.
If I collected anything,
Yeah, absolutely.
The singular speck.
just like a fucking pile, please.
A pile of
Yeah,
glass.
absolutely. There's a pile of really good glass.
Nice.
Yeah, and you've scraped off some silver and some iron off of because I would say there's silver in the interior of the mirror, and there's like a silver coating on the outside and iron underneath. So you've kind of scraped off areas of the silver underneath and on the outside, and you're able to chip off some of the iron from the mirror itself.
Very good. Time to delete that steel mirror from my inventory and put powdered silver and iron. And then I'm done.
Very good.
With all things. Forever.
He sleeps through the entire next day.
How dare you try to get components?
Right? God.
If everybody but Twig and Dandelion could step out, please.
No.
I have to hunt them.
With an opening.
With Human? That was Human's voice.
It was.
What?
Very good. He's here. I hope he is.
Is he still in his
Powdered
podcast?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
silver.
He lives in that.
If there are any loud noises, Rin will not be responding to them.
Understood.
And iron.
Once I get back, I'm going to go back to checking in with Shimmer and seeing if anything is awry.
Alright, farewell.
Goodbye. So you pop back into Shimmerbrain, and you do not see Drystan anymore.
Can you hand me my phone?
No.
Thank you.
You don't see Drystan anymore.
I'm going to have Shimmer go. Is the window open?
Yeah.
I'm going to have Shimmer go in the window.
Oh, sorry, the window there. No, the window's not open.
Oh.
But can you hear?
I think I can choose. I believe it's sight and sound.
Sure. Okay.
Let
me see.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
So it's until the start of your next turn, so it is for 6 seconds at a time. And during that time, you're deaf and blind with regard to your own senses. So I'm going to say in between the time where you were like resetting, listening, and seeing, kind of, you hear a at your door. At your door, not the outer door.
Marcus?
You turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, your door is still open.
Oh, yeah.
And you see Drystan standing there. Sorry, Dandelion, I did not mean to intrude. I thought you might want to look at the ring again without some of your more noisy friends. I intended to grab your friend Twig as well.
Mm-hmm.
I sensed something about her that I think she might also find the ring curious.
She might think it's cool.
Yes. Would you like to come with me?
Yes.
Perfect. He turns and walks out. Leads you to another room and leads you into... I guess I'll ask, are you sleeping in your own room or have you invaded Mr. Pigeon's?
No, I'd be in my own room.
Okay. Mask on?
Mask on. Yeah.
Okay.
Down, clasp, button.
Yep. Yeah, so just for clarity, we determined that one of them has a button, the other one has like a dog collar clasp, and then they're the opposite for when they're rolled up. Dog collar clasp and button.
Just for a little asymmetry.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so you hear a at your door.
I would get up and blindly and open the door.
Oh, goodness. Dandelion, is this Twig? Twig?
Hearing the noise, like the voice.
Yeah, that's
take
Twig.
it off and just like look at him.
Apologies for interrupting. I noticed your, and he kind of points at the markings on you. I thought you were asleep when I showed them what it is I do here, and I thought that you might find it interesting. Dandelion, you're welcome to explain further.
So it's like a big circle?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
made
it
of some
has
tree.
to do with the Feywild, and I sense something about you that seems like it might have to do with my home, so I thought you might wish to see it.
It's pretty cool.
I guess.
Sure.
I'll like glance at Mr. Pigeon's door, but
Yeah,
I'll leave it.
you'll let him sleep. He's a very
Yeah.
tired man.
He doesn't have the satisfaction of covering his eyes while he's sleeping.
He just doesn't know.
He's tired all the time because he lacks nutrients from the milk.
That makes sense.
Did you need me to, I could have milk for him in the morning?
Please,
Of course.
don't give him anything else. No matter what anyone says, he does not take care of himself.
All right.
Only I can do that.
I understand. You look out for him and his well-being.
Yes,
It's very nice of you, very kind.
I try.
And I try to look out for others as well, so I understand. If you'll come with me, please. And he turns and walks back out. He leads you guys back down the tree. I'll say that he's walking a little bit ahead of you if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves briefly as you're walking, but that's entirely up to you. If not, I'll just lead you there.
So it's like a big circle made of some tree.
Okay.
There's water involved.
What's the purpose?
Right now, it's a big circle.
Okay.
But with the right kind of water, it's a door.
A door to the Feywild.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm grasping it.
But right now it's not that. We don't
Right.
have the right
It's
kind
just a circle tree.
of... Mhm.
Okay.
We don't have the right kind of water. I guess it's kind of like a key. But all we have is regular water.
How can we get the water? The right water.
We have to find it.
And we don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There used to be some, but now it's gone.
Okay.
How far ahead is he?
I mean, just a couple steps ahead of you. Like, he's out of earshot, but not, like, he hasn't, like, run ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I'm gonna have Shimmer come and
Land on you.
land on me.
Sure.
On my head.
Very good. Yeah, so you guys make your way back to the tavern, and he leads you inside and walks over to the wall where that lever was and pushes it up again, and you can see that that large beam stops abruptly and spinning. Since you weren't there, I'll describe. The water wheel outside is connected to like a beam at the top of the wall that kind of just slowly rotates and goes over towards where the kitchen is.
Okay.
Similar to what you would have seen in the granary in Lake Mount, where it's just like a granary wheel type of thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so he leads you over to the kitchen, and you can see that where this beam comes in through the wall, there is a slat of wood that's rotating slowly as it stops, and he spins it back into place and reaches up and clicks something on the ceiling and pushes it down into the ground, and you can see that inside there is a staircase that descends down fairly steeply. I'm going to say that it's a ladder down first because it has to be inside of like a circular thing. So there's a ladder down into a lit cavern below the tavern. He
Pretty cool.
steps down right this way.
Very secret.
I'll walk down like cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my hand on one of my daggers.
Sure.
Slowly.
Yeah, I would say that you probably would not like caves a ton, just generally.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, so you make your way down through this, down this ladder and through this cave, and you see as you make your way down there are vines kind of climbing the walls of the cave, similar to what you had seen where Herul was from the very pretty half of that split tree, how the vines kind of erupted out. Very similar to that. And you make your way down into a larger room with about 20-foot high cavernous ceilings. It looks to be natural. And in the center of it, you see on a patch of kind of like orangey pink, like grassy area amongst the stone with the vines coming out of it, you see a large ring that starts in the ground and curves its way up, made out of vines and tree branches and roots that kind of like wind their way together. And there are very pretty like pastel colored feathers, or no, sorry, not feathers, leaves inside of this ring, and on top of it is a wooden container that sits on top of it. But it looks to be a beautiful ring.
See?
Is it well lit in here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well enough lit that you can see. This is a portal to the Feywild, one of many around this plane that I guard, I protect. My father did before me, and Fey water is used to go through the portal. But I thought that you might want to take a look at it again in private, and perhaps it might strike your curiosity as well, as you didn't have the chance.
Where does the portal take you? Like, in the Feywild?
This
Anywhere
one leads
specific?
to a forest. The way the Feywild works is they are kind of on top of one another. They are planes that, if you were to look at the landmass of Adoris, the shape of the landmass is the same as the landmass in the Feywild. But there are spaces where mountains and trees and things may not be exactly identical. Lakes may not be in exactly the same place, but the overall shape of the plane is the same as the material plane, this one. And in places where a non-moving body of water overlaps, that is Feywater. So if a lake exists here and in the Feywild in exactly the same spot, that is a thin spot between the planes, and that is where Feywater is.
makes sense.
Yes.
How can you tell the difference between normal water and Fey?
People that are of Fey descent are able to sense it once they've been aware of its presence. But it is something that has to be taught. You have to have seen Fey water to know how to find it.
That might make it harder to find.
Well, I can perhaps be of some help there. I was not entirely honest about my supply of Fey water. I have very little, not enough for a portal, but enough to sustain me in case something should happen and no one does come to replace me as I grow older. He reaches into his cloak and pulls out a very small vial of what looks like regular water to you. It doesn't look any different. But as he walks it towards the ring, you can see that it begins to glisten. Not like a glow stick, but just kind of a like
glittery.
Glittery, yes, in the water, like there's particles inside.
Iridescent.
Yes, iridescent.
Pearl.
Yes.
Pearlescent.
Yes, pearlescent.
Yes.
Shimmery, and he pulls it back away, and you see that this starts to fade. He pops the cork on top of it and dips his finger in. May I? And he walks over to you and just draws a marking on your forehead, and you feel it sink into your skin.
What did you do?
You are now, you will be aware of Feywater if you are in his presence. I could do the same to you as well.
I'll hesitantly.
Are you
get
still
my
wearing
head
the
down.
mask?
No.
No.
No, I took them out.
Yeah, so as you step down onto the stone and make your way towards the ring, your tattoos begin to slightly glow and almost look as if they are slowly moving on your skin. Like very slightly, but they are just kind of twitching almost. Not in like a malicious or weird way. It's hard for me to describe exactly what I mean, but just kind of like as if they are... as if like you have a starting point and an ending point where they connect, as if it's like kind of rotating, like a conveyor belt, that type of thing, where you can tell that pieces of it are moving. I was right. I knew there was something about you.
I'll kind of like.
Yeah. He dips his finger in, walks over to you. He just does the same symbol on your head, and you feel it sink into your fur.
Does it look like anything?
Yeah, I'll get back to you on exactly what the symbol is, because I haven't thought of that. You don't speak Druidic, right?
I don't think so. I'm not a druid.
Sure. I'm going to say that it is...
I do speak Sylvan. I'd say probably the first language.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think you would know exactly what it is, but I think having heard Marcus talk about Druidic before, you would know that it is Druidic and possibly be able to describe it to him to get the symbol's meaning, which, again, I'll tell you what it is.
Very good.
I can spare a drop, and he walks over and scoops a bucket out of this large barrel in the corner, and he just takes a single drop of his Fey water and drips it into the bucket and corks the rest of it and slips it back into his cloak. And he mixes it and walks over and dumps it into the bucket at the top, and you can see that it rushes down these vines as if kind of like a water slide, where the the vines themselves are kind of hollowed, where there are spots that the water rushes through, and you see a curtain of water descends down from the top of this ring, and how it was before, where it was kind of dripping more like a curtain, you can see that for only a moment it kind of like a bubble, like when you're blowing a bubble where you get that iridescent shimmer on the inside of whatever it is as it sticks to the edges. You can see that it kind of connects in a weave-like pattern, and you for a split second see the Feywild, and you see your reflection, and it dissipates as the water then becomes a curtain again. Like, not even enough for somebody to move through. Like, literally a blink of an
flash.
eye. A flash, yes. That is what it will look like.
I'm assuming I've never seen that place.
No, it's just, I mean, it just looks like a nondescript forest to you. It is not enough for me to return.
Is there a ring over there, too?
Yes, there is a ring on the other side. The ones in the Feywild are not protected in that way. They're a part of nature. Protected like anything else would be at home.
What do you protect them from?
Oh, nothing. I just mean that they're upkept. Or do you mean what do I protect it from here?
Yes.
Intruders, people that might destroy it accidentally, not knowing what it was, or wish to go to the Feywild to cause someone harm. People don't know that this exists, only the Fey know. And I imagine that there are some of our people that are not kind. But if someone wished to get through the portal, it is my job to keep it safe.
Rin knew about the Feywild, right?
Generally, yes. Not 100% exactly what it was, but generally, yeah. Just based off of how you were described, the weird forest outside of his home being full of, like, fairies whispering.
Yeah.
You would say that there's some type of a Feywild connection there.
Well, I just mean, like, he knew about the plains and everything.
Yeah. But he doesn't exactly know everything, but yeah, he has definitely alluded to that he understands at least some of it.
That it exists.
Yeah, that it exists. Yep. Not exactly what it is or what's there, but yep. This owlbear in the forest that slipped through somehow. Not something, I'm not sure how long it's been here. I'm not sure if it traveled from somewhere else.
It wasn't down here, was it?
No.
That'd be pretty bad.
No.
This
But
place is
there-
way too small for an owlbear.
Yes. There is no Fey water in the area. I'm not sure if it came through another portal or if it slipped through a thin spot that I'm not aware of. But I don't think it was nearby. I imagine it traveled here. We had not seen it before. But I don't think there's a place near here that it could have slipped through. It's possible someone brought it with them, I suppose. I'm not sure. But
Was it friendly? Did you meet it?
well, it did attack
Mercutio or something like that, right?
Where did his information go? Oh, it did attack Marvius. Yes.
Was he rude to it?
I don't think so. Owlbears are territorial to those that invade their space. He probably just caught it off guard, I imagine.
Maybe I can find it.
I wouldn't, Dandelion.
We could be friends with it.
What's an owlbear?
Well, it's a large creature that is, unfortunately, what it sounds like, half owl, half bear.
They're very cute.
It sounds cute. Should we find it?
It is dangerous. I would not advise approaching that, especially as you are journeying.
You have to be really nice to them. They don't like it if you're even a little bit
Yes,
little
and
bit
as it
mean.
did just attack Marvius, I imagine it would not take kindly to others approaching it and its kin.
Well, I am pure of heart.
Assuming it has kin.
Are there,
Perhaps that's why it's angry.
Are there baby owl bears
Oh yeah, absolutely, there are.
in? This is Dandelion
In the Feywild, yes.
out here.
No, I'm sorry, no. Marvius said it was just the one.
We can talk to Marcus.
Maybe Marcus
He might know what to
could
do.
meet the owlbear. Marcus is nice.
He's really nice. He's really polite.
Yeah, I would say that you would also know that while owlbears are friendly to the Fae, they are also fiercely protective of their babies. And not to approach one
With babies.
with babies, or if it had, like, not that it really attacked the Fae, but like if it was caring for a child, to not approach it.
You have to gauge
Unless
the
it approached
situation.
you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need you to know I do want to befriend an owl bear.
Yeah. In the Feywild, you 100% can.
We're not in the Feywild.
I know. But you will be. And I'm not saying there are not others elsewhere, as Rin also knows what it is.
That's all.
Hmm? But,
I'm gonna lay on the ground more.
sure. But yes, this is my duty and what I protect.
I'm gonna put Shimmer through the
Yeah,
through the
it's
gate.
nothing happens. It's because the water is just kind of dripping at this point. He didn't put like a crazy amount in there.
What happens if someone stands under there while you pour the water? Would that work?
It would disrupt the flow, and the portal would not be able to close. It has to form first before you can step through, otherwise it becomes just like a curtain of water. If there's anything in it, it won't work.
Makes sense.
Yes, the portal has to be clear to function.
We'll have to find some water. What if the owl bear is stuck here?
I promise you, Dandelion, that I know that you have important things to take care of, but Marcus said that you are all traveling north. I know that you're all very busy.
Insight check. 19.
Yeah, I would say that you get the impression that he maybe knows a little bit more than he's letting on. But I would say that he does not seem like he is intentionally hiding that from you. He kind of like gives you a light smirk. As if he's okay with what you're doing. And, you know, from what you can get from that, you still find him trustworthy. I will find this owlbear, and perhaps it will be here when you return, if I am able to calm it.
Make sure you're really nice to it.
Yes. Aeleth is quite good with animals.
She knows to be very nice to it.
Yes. She does. She understands.
That's good. They don't like it if you're mean.
I know. She knows that as well. She is from there. Also.
Did she come here with you?
I'm actually going to say that she's not, because that doesn't make sense.
No.
Nope, that doesn't make sense. She's just an elf.
They did describe her as being Fey, but that's...
Fey-ish.
Mhm.
She had the leaves and like dangled aspects of it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. If I had said anything like that, I will have to retcon that because that does not make sense. I'm gonna write that down. Not a Fey, because that doesn't make sense. She understands the risks. I have told her much about our home.
I think they like cookies.
I could certainly try that. She is an excellent baker as well.
I would try the cookies.
I will.
Is she also very fast?
She's pretty quick, yes.
That's important.
Very nimble.
Sometimes they don't like the cookies.
They're a bit tricky, yes.
Dandelion has 0 experience, actually, with
Absolutely,
owlbears.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I'm going to say that he knows that you are kind of just talking. You've heard stories
heard
and
stories.
things, but you're not an expert on it for sure.
Yeah.
But yes, I thought you might want to see this, the both of you. Happy to answer any questions you might have in private. Otherwise, I'll return you to your room so that way you can sleep until the morning.
How long does it stay open?
The portal?
Yes.
Until the water finishes draining. Not very long. A minute or so.
And you need
Perhaps a bit longer.
you need Fey water on the other side too, right? I guess what if,
Either side can initiate the portal, yes. Either Fey water here or Fey water there.
well, over there it's... Is it really called Fey water?
Well, any of the waters from there, of course.
Oh, you can use any...
From the Feywild, it does still need to be the connection between the planes. If you were to use the regular waters, I believe it would just open a portal to somewhere else in the Feywild. But it has to be the water that is between the two planes that causes the planar transport. And regular water here does not do anything. It's not magical. But the Fey energy having leached into the land there, of course.
What about other magical water?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to find some magical water. Different flavors. Plain water does nothing.
Yes.
It's very pretty,
It is, yes.
but not magic.
Correct, not magic. Yes. Well, if you have no other questions or anything else, I will return you to your rooms and seal this place again. I'm happy to meet both of you. I didn't think I would see anyone from my home ever again, but, well, not for a long time anyway, until I was replaced when I retire. But,
Will they send someone new?
they sent my father when the previous ones retired. I assume the same will be the case for me. I'm not sure when. But I wish you luck on your journey.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And you as well. Whatever connection you have to the Feywild seems strong. And should you come across Feywater and need passage, you are welcome to use this place, of course.
We'll bring lots.
I would like that. Would like to peer at my home again.
We'll have to find a bucket.
Big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Add that to the list of things to look for.
I think Mr. Pigeon has a bucket.
he does.
Is it in his sleeve?
He used to try to catch me in the bucket.
That's right. I guess that has to be a pretty big bucket if it was to catch you.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause you're pretty tall.
And he just kind of extends his arms to both of you. If you'd like to... I consider you friends.
I'll walk behind him.
Sure. And he walks you up and to the ladder and lets go and climbs up. Leads you guys back out of the kitchen, sealing this again, walking over and releasing the wheel as it starts spinning again slowly. Leads you guys back out into the night and over to your rooms once again. He doesn't take you directly to your rooms. He just walks you to the general vicinity where your 2 rooms are. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a restful sleep.
Watch out for owl bears.
I certainly will.
They don't like being surprised.
I understand that. Good luck to both of you. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Good evening. And he bows, turns, walks
Curtsy.
back down the tree.
I'll go back to my room.
Mm-hmm.
Lay down, I guess.
Sure. You going to bed? Yep. Okay. Call everybody back, and then we are going to say goodbye. Because we're going to end a little bit early tonight.
Good time?
Good.
Yeah, good time.
Having a good time.
So we are going to end there this evening with you guys sleeping in the tavern. I know it's a little early, but Critical Role has their one shot this evening that Sarah and I do want to watch, and that starts at 10. And this is a good ending point anyway. It would be weird to like get halfway through breakfast and then stop in 20 minutes. So this is a good point. So thank you all very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the episode and had a good time. If you're new here, make sure you follow us. You can find us again. We stream D&D 3 times a week on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday at 7, 7, and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. 3 different homebrew campaigns. Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. We appreciate you immensely. And we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.